Quay.
I'm Angie.
And I'm Simon.
And we're from Frente.
Accidentally Kelly Street, where friends and strangers sometimes meet. Accidentally Kelly Street, I never thought life could be so sweet.
How did you get together?
Well, we both lived in Fitzroy in Melbourne in the late 80s, and there was a pub called the Punters Club, which went on to be a very famous indie rock pub, and I was a barman there. Ange used to like to come and play pool, and then one day Ange's sister came and did some sort of work experience behind the bar. And I said, "Oh, look, I've got a little bit of a band. I've got a couple of guys in the band, but really looking for a great singer." And Ange's sister suggested Ange, and then the rest was history, basically.
Can't do anything but fall. Do you feel like I can never find you? Do you feel like I'm the only survivor? Why am I thinking of you and me and labor?
Where does the name Frente come from?
The word frente is a Spanish word that means front, but it can also mean face or forehead, or it's the front of something. It's a name that we didn't really have any meaning outside of that, so it couldn't say anything about us. It was a neutral name, really.
Yeah, it was like a people's front, like a movement.
Every time I think of you, I get a shot right through to a bolt of blue. Every time I see you falling, I get down on my knees and pray. I'm waiting for that final moment. You say the words that I can't say.
What have you been up to since you debuted in 1991?
Wow. Lots.
Yeah, well, we're celebrating the anniversary of our first album at the moment, so it turned 21 this year. And in between that time, we've done some Frente shows, we've made some more music. We put out a couple of albums, we've put out, I don't know, about 5 EPs.
5 EPs.
Yeah.
We did about, we did a good 8 solid years of international touring. We spent a lot of time touring in America.
We broke up, then we didn't break up.
Yeah, got back together. But now we're sort of back in Melbourne and really celebrating that fact. It's fantastic.
Someone's loud, someone's child, do you hear that sound? Another young lover just hit the ground, digging a million and all. I do the human nature. Stand up and look into the vacancy, tell me, have you already decided to die? Have you already decided to die?
Do you have a favourite of any of your songs over the years?
The favourites for me kind of change a lot, but the one I always come back to is Ordinary Angels. And that's because it was our real attempt at trying to do the songwriting craft thing, where you sit down and you really attempt to write something that's really cohesive and a great piece of songwriting art, and yet try and capture the emotion of something in it as well.
I think Ordinary Angels, it's always beautiful to play, and it stays fresh when we start playing it. I always feel uplifted, which it's hard to, well, it's not difficult to stay uplifted with your stuff, but this song particularly does it.
You get the words for your birthday, baby. Open your eyes and say yes, no, maybe. The box ticks on the chorus above the world is silent, just like gravity.
What's next for Frente?
Well, we're kind of talking about that at the moment, because we got together to do this sort of birthday party, this 21st birthday party for Marvin, the album. And now we're sort of seeing what that is. I mean, the last few years we played kind of sporadically. We play a couple of times a year. We'll kind of go and do some overseas festivals and stuff. We haven't really recorded very much stuff. And I think the next thing, if we do something, will be recording. We have to kind of find out, see how that makes sense to us as a band.
As adults.
As adults.
Ordinary people.